absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
You think that worked, Bella Verita, especially on Hamza's heart of
Hello, as I am wiping cream off my face, and we're always transparent, integrous here. Hello, Bella Verita. Hello, Hamza. We're exploring the superpower of integrous influence. Thank you for being here on Mastery Monday. And please, Bella, who's here?
Well, so we have some extraordinary people, and your face cream looks great. I think the hair and makeup crew did a phenomenal job on your hair and makeup today. So you're all set. And yes, and we have some extraordinary people from Chicagoland's elite licensed professional Heart of Influence with Hamza. And first up, from Woodbridge, Illinois, accountant for 10 years. Senior manager for a 15-person firm working with franchises and small businesses, handles tax returns and 1040s for owners and individuals, and consults on budgeting and management. Fell in love with accounting classes in high school, using numbers to stabilize and then accelerate business for his clients and his firm. Let's welcome to the show, Martin Morris.
Martin, welcome to Hamza's Heart of Influence. Welcome, welcome. And we asked for a fun fact because Martin, Plato said, play game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. So kick this game off, Martin, with a fun fact. It could be an adventurous moment, a proud moment, a surprising moment. It's a headline, not a story, but anything, Martin, that will make us say, Martin, no way. Yeah. So Martin, please, your fun fact.
Oh, Martin, we cannot hear you. Which I know we heard you in the green room and you are not muted.
Am I good now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. So back in 1998, when the Chicago Bulls were in the Eastern Conference Finals versus the Indiana Pacers, Game 5, I was chosen to go down to the court. It was the AT&T sponsored halftime show, and I raced one of those little pedal cars on the floor of the United Center.
Super cool, Martin. Love that fun fact. Bella, remind me of my fun fact, maybe from that season. I got to fact check it, but could be that season. So Martin, welcome to the party. I thank you. Martin is on the court, Bella. And who else is here?
Martin is on the court, and rolling with Martin on our Heart of Influence court today from Chicago, Illinois. 17 years and counting, runs a second-generation family firm, a legacy of excellent at business, being true service to others, and always being present for his own family. Created retirement design to get tax reduction and best available opportunities others may not know exist. An established financial provider serving businesses, owners, individuals, families, and the community as a whole. Let's welcome Mohammed Ismail.
Mohammed, welcome to Humsa's Heart of Influence today, Chicagoland style, and please, your fun fact.
So I don't know if this is on the theme, but the one I thought of was when I was a teenager, and as a lot of us did, we had braces when we were teenagers. I hated them, but we had to go, and I was about 2/3 of the way done, or maybe 3/4 of the way done with the braces. Went for our scheduled meeting, and the orthodontist mysteriously vanished, disappeared. Office closed, nobody there. No sign on the door, no way to call. Like, we don't know what happened to this guy. To this day, I have no idea what happened to him. So we had to start again, find somebody else, figure it out.
Oh my.
So
The disappearing
not fun
orthodontist forever. That is super awesome. Well, Mohammed, that is fun. These are headline fun facts that are rolling. And Mohammed, are you ready to have a little bit of fun today? We will not disappear on you, I promise.
I love it. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Bella, no disappearing. You could do that sometimes, Bella. Let's go.
I might make you disappear later. We'll see. We'll see. Next up, we have from the great city of Chicago, Illinois, creating an evacuation company. Evacuation company, that says, from the ground up. I bet that's no pun intended. Specializing in mass earthwork and site utilities, currently employs and manages 65 craft level employees, enjoys getting involved in projects early and helping clients design, build, or value engineer to reduce construction costs. Let's welcome to the show, Patrick Winnington.
Patrick, welcome to the Heart of Influence. Thanks for being here. I will ask you questions about if you can evacuate me or excavate me from the land of Bella. Just joking. But what is your fun fact, please?
I started the current company when I was 17 years old.
Whoa. Congratulations, man. I mean, that had to be, I'd love to hear the story of that at some point. I mean that sincerely. That's incredible to be an entrepreneur at 17. Bella, we have extraordinary humans that Humsa's established and connected and brought together from Chicagoland. Who's next?
Well, we're going to head out of Chicagoland to Crown Point, Indiana now, Sean. Studying in Denmark in 2008, rose to education and leadership coach for 8 years and program manager for Forms, teaching business owners self-expression, leadership, and family service, experience with family dynamics, divorce, bullying, and more. A professional home stager for 22 years and a luxury specialist for 3, reducing sales time, selling 1 recently for herself in only 11 hours. Let's welcome to the show, Susie Eder.
Susie, thank you for being here on Humsa's Heart of Influence today. And please, your fun fact.
Thank you for all of that, Bella. So yes, I actually grew up outside of Chicago and 30 minutes, to the downtown, took the train many times, been downtown, love, the city life. However, I'm a country girl too. So I had the privilege of living on my grandparents' dairy farm in Bremen, Kentucky every summer of my childhood, from 10 to teen to like 17. And I rode horses. I was ran over by a horse. I was taken off by a horse. I was bucked off.
Oh, wow.
Horses taken off on me, trying to turn them, and injured my knee in high school. Continued to still play basketball. They decided I'd never play basketball again. Continued to play basketball and ran cross country and track for IU in Bloomington, and still love to ride horses. And the best thing about riding horses is cantering, where they just go super fast. That's what I love.
Well, that is super fun and extraordinary, Susie. Thank you for that fun fact. We may not go as fast as a horse cantering today, but we'll do our best. Sound good?
Yep.
Bella, I think you canter. Let's go.
I can definitely counter. Going back to Chicago, Illinois, we'll recognize this one, a superpower for project management, managing people, processes, and resources, moving complex issues to effective resolution, supporting Black, Latino, and women-owned businesses and entrepreneurs through assessment, education, and connection. President of the Purdue Black Alumni Association, strengthening connection between Black graduates and the university to improve campus experience for Black students. Let's welcome to the show our very own Elite Angela.
One more time, you got clipped.
It's Angela Dodd.
Angela! That's where I thought we were going. Purdue alumni. I just didn't want to say it and be wrong, and I'm blind. So, Angela, welcome, and please, your fun fact.
I'm in my second week of Invisalign, and I'm struggling with the rubber bands. So this morning I was speaking in a meeting, and one of my rubber bands popped off, and I dropped an F-bomb right in front of people. I was thinking, and it is so uncharacteristic of me, but the F-bomb just came from nowhere.
That is a beautiful thing, Angela. Thank you for sharing that.
And rubber band didn't like pop off and like hit somebody in the face or something.
That's true. That is very, very true. Bella, we got Angela. Come on, rubber bands flying.
Rubber bands literally flying. And last but not least, professional problem solver for 20 years, serving the community of 40,000 people plus, and the state as a firefighter and paramedic. IT service provider and project consultant for 10 years, supported over 300 users and over a dozen companies, agencies, including local fire department district, loves demystifying technology. I could use some help with that. Teaching others and finding creative ways to help solve current day problems. Let's welcome to his show, Hamza Shamsuddin.
Hamza, welcome to your Heart of Influence. Thanks so much, brother, for bringing all these extraordinary humans together today. And please, Hamza, your fun fact.
Thank you. My fun fact, really, I kicked off this year going for a complete lap around the globe. One-way flights, 14, 16 hours at a time. I touched the Southern Hemisphere, the Northern Hemisphere, and I did it all within 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
Even had time to send a couple postcards.
Wow. Hamza, that's super cool. And Hamza, where was your favorite country? What was your favorite country? Favorite's a tough word. What was the most enjoyable experience you had in any country? Like, what country was it in?
I think I fell in love with Spain. In fact, I started looking up properties on the hillside while I was on the train.
Wow.
That is really cool. Well, Hamza, thank you for that. And are we ready to have a moment or two and do the things?
Absolutely. Let's kick it off.
Let's go. I want to welcome Hamza, of course, our co-host on this beautiful day. This woman, in her more than 800th episode on the Heart of Influence, more than 800 episodes, she began her career in influence as an 8-year-old selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the time she was 19 years old, she was a 7-figure business generator in the space of network marketing. That's not easy to do. Then at 24, 25, and 26, she was three-peating, since we're talking Chicago, like Michael Jordan. Except being under 6 feet tall, she wasn't doing it in basketball, but instead as the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. She was the first woman ever to be the #1 business broker in Nevada, let alone 3 times in a row. And at 24, she was the youngest person, male or female, ever to do it. Bella says, take that, Michael Jordan. Then she became a corporate speaker, trainer, leader, entrepreneurs as well. And in 2019, every sales team that she worked with doubled their sales. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer. I got some things cooking up for her. Published author and philanthropist. I heard a sound there, Bella Verita. Philanthropist raising more than $10 million to combine the team over the past couple years. And in 2023, this extraordinary courageous, vulnerable woman, publicly battled and beat cancer. Let's welcome to her show, the one, the only, Bella Verita. Miss Bella Verita, welcome to your show. I heard it. I saw it. Yes, Bella, let's go.
Yes, you've heard it, you saw it, and yes, my fun fact is I did in fact learn to surf, ski, and scuba dive from a blind man, and which I will be headed back to Grand Cayman in about 2 weeks. And the last time I was in Grand Cayman, I left with about half of my blood, and so this time I'm going back. And with my full blood, yes, I had to have a blood transfusion coming back from Grand Cayman because of the cancer. So that was a fun journey. And this will be my first trip back to the Grand Cayman since that fun and fascinating journey.
Yeah, that was one of the scariest days of my life. And I would imagine the scariest day of Bella's life. So Bella, thank you for that. And shall we do the things?
We shall definitely do the things. But first, let me introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Bet Key at body surfing competitions. He is only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. And in fact, the state of New Jersey thought he was so incredible that they actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times, soon to be MasterCard. And when he's not busy flying around all these countries, speaking on stages with thousands and thousands of people, he's an incredible philanthropist that in the last 2 years raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine through sustainable giving. Let's welcome to the show my co-host, Sean Callagy.
Thank you, Hamza. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. But I'm going to go with this as my fun fact. Yes, I'm a blind man. I'm blind, can't see anything in front of me. That has taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive. But I'm going with this today. I think in that 1998 season that we're referencing, can't be sure, but I think in that season, the Knicks had another tragic playoff defeat in that run. And I was there several years before that year when Charles Smith of the Chicago Bulls went up. Charles Smith and New York Knicks went up 3 times for a layup against the Chicago Bulls that would put the Knicks up 3-2 against Jordan's Bulls that we could finally beat. And he was stuffed all 3 times. And the game ended with a Bulls win, and they won the next game 4-2. And it was yet another tragic defeat at the hands of Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls for the New York Knicks. So that is my fun fact today, Bella Verita.
That is a super fun fact, Sean Callagy.
Yes.
Yes.
Who is going first?
Let's kick this off with, let's go.
I'm sorry?
With Martin.
Martin, thank you so much, Martin, for being here today. We're exploring the superpower of integrous influence. Yes, we had a conversation, a little bit of fun, some introductions, but everything happens after yes. If Mama Jordan doesn't come along and say, to go to a yes with Michael having a percentage of the sales of the shoes versus just the 250,000 Nike was offering, then Michael Jordan wouldn't have made billions. Neither would Nike have made billions on the Michael Jordan Air Jordans. Everything happens after yes. In our recruitment, managing, leading, fundraising, for profit, not for profit, marketing, selling, everything happens after yes. So Martin, Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be because we're going to illustrate that pitching, hooking, closing, Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room meets Shark Tank is not where it's at. When sophisticated, integrous people come together, the ability to cause yes is truly a superpower. But what does it look like? So Bella could be an ideal client. She could be a philanthropic fundraising partner. Heck, she could be Mama Jordan, whomever you want her to be, somebody famous like Oprah or Warren Buffett, that you be going from hello to yes with Martin. And that yes doesn't have to be a sale. It could just be a yes for a longer conversation where substance over form, Martin. So please, Martin, who would you like Bella to be?
Taylor Swift.
Boom.
Whoa.
Martin had no doubt right there. Taylor, take us in.
Hello, this is Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. I understand you've been touring the world, and I was wondering how you might be who might be handling some of the accounting for you.
I don't know that off the top of my head. Who handles my manager really handles all the business things. I know we have a company that we love, but I'm not sure what their names are.
Okay. Is I know you say that you love them, but you're not really sure who's actually doing it or what they're actually handling. Would your manager be a good person to speak with about kind of the nature of what they're handling and what they're doing?
Most definitely, yes. My parents handle all of that for me. But they would want me to tell them like, okay, it's okay to talk to this person. What has you asking, and what are you interested in?
So we're looking to expand our network. We specialize in we work with a bunch of different franchises in different states. So we have an idea of some of the different state and local tax laws. And we were just hoping to be able to expand our footprint and provide top level service to a number of different people.
Got it. And so, so what I'm hearing is you just want to use me for my name?
For your name?
Yes. So
No.
you just want to have me as a client?
No, not at all. So you're much more than just your name. Obviously, you've built an incredible network, net worth, things like that. So just trying to go for the biggest fish in the pond.
Got it. Got it. And obviously that makes sense, but if we love what the company that we're with, what do you think that you could offer that they don't?
Well, that's why the first thing I want to do is figure out in what capacity you're working with them, and then to see if there's anything that you might be unhappy with. So if you're happy with that level of service and there's no concerns, well, then I don't see any reason why I would want to take you away from that. However, if we're finding that there's some issues that you've ran into, perhaps it's timeliness, perhaps it's that you can't get a hold of them. These are some of the common complaints that we hear a lot. So if there's any way that we could step in and provide a higher level of service, then that's something that we would like to be able to do.
All right, well, let me find out from my team and we can see where we can go from there.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Martin.
Martin, excellent job. We'll get to the feedbackers in a moment. Bella, who is following Martin?
Following Martin, we have Mohammed.
Mohammed, please, who would you like Bella to be?
So now you can be like an ideal customer, you said. So probably the ideal customers that I'm looking for right now are small business owners, kind of less than 200 employees.
All right, Bella, you know a thing or two. Let's go.
Oh, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, how are you? This is Mohammed.
Mohammed, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well. Thanks for taking the time.
Well, thank you. My team set up the call, but I wasn't 100% sure what it was about, but they said I definitely needed to talk to you. So here I am.
Oh, well, they told me you've been having a really good couple of years on a lot of high revenue, and they told me specifically you've been pretty annoyed about the tax bill.
Yes, that is 100%. It is painstaking. Yes.
I know the feeling, writing those checks and seeing them wasted. It's painful.
Yes.
So what we do is we design custom retirement plans for small business owners with less than 200 employees. It can work if you have more than 200 employees. But typically the sweet spot for our strategy is less than 200 employees and less than 10 owners. So I think you said that you're the majority owner of your company, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So essentially it's just a way, let me ask you kind of a fun question. If you could put any amount of money in your 401k, what would you put? If you were not limited by the statutory 23,000.
I could put maybe 100,000.
Oh, nice. So anybody that says more than 23, if they say like 60, 70K, then there's other types of plans that sometimes people don't know about, like profit sharing plans. Anyone that says more than 80 or 100,000, I've had people say 200, 300, 500,000. There's other types of plans like cross-tested plans, cash balance plans, things like that. People don't even know that they exist. And we also have a special kind of secret sauce on that is perfectly legal, that allows in some cases for you to get the money out tax-free as well. So not just the big tax deduction up front, but you can also sometimes get it out tax-free on the end. So if you have another minute, I can give you a quick story about one that we did recently.
I literally have 1 minute.
Sure. So it was a father-son primary care company. So both of them are doctors, and then they got about 55 employees. They thought that they were capped out at the 401k limit, so they were just both maxing out their 401ks, 23,000 for the son, 30,000 for the dad. After redesigning their plans, we got them to a $750,000 annual deduction. And of that 750, what's the catch? The catch is that you got to put some for your employees, right? So we had to put about 15% of that contribution for the employees. So the question to them was, well, would you rather pay tax on it and give Uncle Sam 42%? Or instead of 42%, would you rather only give away 15%? And that 15% doesn't go to the government, it goes to your own people. So any business, given those two options, 40% to the government or 15% to my own staff, it's kind of a slam dunk.
That is definitely a slam dunk. I am fascinated and will definitely love to have a longer conversation for sure.
Cool. Let's set it up.
I'm retired, Sean.
I love this. Lots of awesome things. Mohammed, great job. Martin, great job. Bella, I think it's time for the feedbackers.
It is definitely time for the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time of the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Martin or Mohammed, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little next step scoring system. So the next step could be you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have to have a longer conversation with Mohammed or Martin. I don't think either one of them were that brutal that anyone would rather go get a root canal today, but I'll leave that up to you. Maybe the next step is just to the local coffee shop to have like a little mocha chocolate and a muffin for a little bit longer conversation. But if that's not enough, and you're incredibly fascinated and you want to learn even more, maybe you're going to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, and you're going to order the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak. Unless you're a vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're definitely not skipping out on dessert because you want to have the longest meeting possible. So that could be a next step. And if that's not enough, you would be willing to rent a private jet. Of course, I haven't picked up Hamza because he did invite you here, and fly anywhere in the world with Mohammed or Martin to have the longest conversation possible. So let's kick this off, Susan, with you. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Mohammed?
So Mohammed, what I liked about your presentation to Bella to get a yes was you just were having fun with her, and it wasn't serious. It was kind of light, and you kind of had a lot of facts, but then you, at the end, you just let it all rip. And it was just like power punch. So yeah, I would love to go out with you, maybe just go up to the John Hancock building, go way up there and sit up there on the, what's the floor? The 99th floor, right?
95th, the 95th.
95th.
I
Just
like
have
this.
glorious dinner and just look at the gorgeous view and learn more.
That's awesome.
So much.
Saving me on tax.
And do you go by Susan or Susie? What?
Well, Hamza said Susan, but people call me Susie, but it's
What's your preference?
I like Susan.
Susan. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So we just heard a couple of different things. So awesome. Susan, Bella, 95th floor. Come on, Belle.
95th floor. And let's go, Patrick. Patrick, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Martin?
I liked the way the conversation started. Same thing, it was nice and casual, nothing real persuasive or jumping right out at you, right? It's nice not to feel that pressure and just kind of have a nice conversation about it and asking about, how's the current service that you guys are receiving. That's also a nice thing just to kind of see any issues that might arise or that you're currently facing. I'd definitely sit down and have coffee and discuss it some more.
Awesome. And a little coffee follow-up. So we have coffee, we have a dinner. Thank you for that, Patrick, Bella.
Next up, we have Miss Angela. And Angela, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Martin?
Martin, pretty good, pretty good. I think I would have started with a question to really hook Taylor Swift that might even uncover some of her pain. Because I just would have done that. I would have bought her in a little bit more. So definitely coffee and muffin. But overall, good job. Good job.
And what type of muffin, Angela?
I am into cranberry walnut, quite honestly. Cranberry walnut.
Oof. Angela had me at muffin and she lost me at cranberry walnut. I love it, Angela. Come on, Bella. Maybe a double chocolate will work for me, but let's go, Belle.
Double chocolate or like the cinnamon roll on top of the double chocolate. Now we're talking Sean's playing sprinkled with Twizzlers and M&M's.
Sugar coma.
Yes.
And let's go, Hamza. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Mohammed?
Absolutely. Mohammed, I'm just going to kick off and say, I hope you have the jet fueled up. I love the fact that right from the start, you were dropping numbers. You had a ton of certainty with that. You were able to identify pain points and relation to them, not just, a broad generality. And when you shared your story and, you illustrated this picture of how to bring value, not just for yourself, but to your employees, that was amazing. I loved your approach.
Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Yeah, did an awesome job. So the jet is fueling. Hamza, where is the jet going?
Ooh.
Spain.
Spain already. It had to be Spain.
Spain, or you know what? I would even allow a quick refuel in Lisbon, Portugal.
Ooh, little Lisbon, Portugal. I like this. Maybe we hit Nazaré, surf the big wave, get back to Lisbon. I got you. Let's go, Hamza. Hamza, you know what time it is. Bella Verita, with all this niceness and her mastery and #1 business broker and all the things, she's a little mischievous. So just please don't let her get too crazy. Bella, over to you.
Yes, Hamza, as you may or may not know, that this is the time, and everybody, this is the time in the show that I have the honor and the privilege of putting my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because I've been cooking them up as the show has been going on. Hamza, ultimately, you get to choose what scenario Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can change anything about my scenarios, or you can choose something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Let her rip.
All right. So option number 1 is I was inspired by Susan's design, luxury, staging houses. The story that she told us in the green room was so beautiful and so inspiring. And so I thought Martha Stewart should give her own line of staging products, and she should get 5% royalty. So option number 1 is Sean would role play Susan, going from hello to yes with Martha Stewart to give her own Susan Etter her own line, and she would get 5% royalty. So that is option number 1. Option number 2 is I thought we could do a little reverse role play, and Sean could role play Martin, going from hello to yes with Taylor Swift, because I think that was the first time I've ever played Taylor Swift. So we could do a little reverse role play. Sean would play Martin, somebody else could play Taylor Swift, and Sean would go from hello to yes with Martin to be her new tax accountant. So that is option number 2. And then option number 3, Hamza, is I thought Sean could role play Mohammed and you could role play Sean, and Sean was going to, Sean as Mohammed would try to get Sean to invest in a real estate plan when he tells me he's never retiring. So those are the 3 options that I have for you today, Hamza. Any of those tickle your fancy, or do you have something much, much harder you'd like to cook up?
Ooh, those are great choices. I would love to see how this deal with T Swizzle goes down. If we can bring Sean, Martin, and T Swizz back into the picture, I think that would be an incredible scenario.
Perfect. And who would you like to play Taylor Swift?
Patrick.
Patrick, are you up for playing Taylor Swift?
I can try.
You instantly became a
Just don't
billionaire.
sing. Just don't sing.
So Patrick, I'm blind. So do you look like Taylor Swift?
No.
Not at all.
I think we have one of the girls play Taylor Swift. It'll be more fitting.
Well, that's up to you. Hamza, Pat, what do you think?
Patrick would definitely be fun, and I think Susan
think Patrick
would
wants to do it.
I think he does. I think
I
Patrick
feel
is
it.
being a little reserved right now.
Patrick, would you go with it just for the heck of it? Would you go with it?
Yeah, I'll try it.
All right. So awesome. And so what is the yes I'm seeking, Bella Vrita?
The yes that you are seeking as you're playing Martin, and Martin is a tax accountant, and he wants to take over all of Taylor Swift's accounting issues and practices.
Amazing. Okay. So hello, is Miss Swift available?
Yes. Hello?
Yeah. Hi, Miss Swift. This is Martin. We had a 3-minute call scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ms. Swift, first of all, I know that you know who you are. I just want you to know that I know who you are. I'm super grateful for the time. But I'm just curious, what prompted you to say yes to this conversation with me in the first place? And again, thank you.
I'm always open for hearing what everybody has to say about, business or making new relationships.
Awesome. Well, that's very generous of you. And may I ask this? I know we'll keep it to 3 minutes. I know how critically important your time is. What's the mission, vision, purpose from this point forward, Ms. Swift, in terms of, I get your impact on the world, empowering people, empowering women, young women, inspiring people in all the ways that you do. I'm sure there's a lot more that you'd like me to know about that. But what would you like me to know about how you relate to money and your mission, your impact? Where does money fit into all of that, please, Ms. Swift?
I like to keep as much as I can and reinvest, what I can back into the community, back into the fans and things like that.
Cool. Well, I thank you for that. So what I'm hearing, I think, is a part of your impact mission is you're clear that money is fuel and a capitalist structure. And there's a lot of incredible good that you could do, not only with your inspiration, your heart, but also with the financial resources that you accumulate and keep and redeploy. Am I hearing that correctly?
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. So would it be okay then, the final minute or so that we have together, if I share a couple of quick thoughts?
Yeah. Love to hear them.
Okay. So Ms. Swift, we've all heard the incredible challenges that celebrities have with money. I don't relate to you that way. You seem like you're a brilliant person doing incredibly wonderful things. So this isn't the story of, hey, you got to really watch your money. I think you're doing an incredible job, obviously. But what does come up for me is the possibility of two things. The first, that no matter how extraordinarily somebody is not squandering their money, they so often are missing out on exponential multiplication. And where does exponential multiplication come from? It doesn't come from investing in Bitcoin, which is clear that you're not doing. It comes from saving money on taxes and fees. And people so often do not have even a fraction of the optimal tax strategies in place, and they get destroyed on fees. And if you look at what that takes away from, especially somebody who is such a massive income earner coming from so many places you are, the most micro distinctions of a 0.01% creates a profound compounding difference over time. So that's a first quick thought. A second quick thought is, I met through this extraordinary man, Hamza, this blind guy, Sean Callaghy, this woman, Bella Vrita, and Hamza told me about this model called sustainable giving. I did some research and development into what it was all about, and I noted that these guys from Unblinded, Sean Callaghy, have created 10, 50, 100x differentials in what charitable fundraising has been created. Tony Robbins, actually, for his 60th birthday, his wife, Sage, asked Sean to be the person to raise the money. This other YouTube influencer brought Sean in. The most he'd ever done is raise $14,000 from an audience of about 400 people. Sean raised $2.6 million. So if we have what I'm going to propose, which is a longer conversation, I'd love to bring you those strategies together. So how can you philanthropically exponentially multiply? And also on the for-profit side, how do you make sure that you're maximizing with a second set of eyes on it, your tax reduction and fee reduction to create the most massive compounding, not only of your identity and relationship capital through sustainable giving philanthropically, but how you can also do it on the for-profit side. So Ms. Swift, very simply, I'm proposing a 30-minute conversation with you, your team of advisors. I'm not trying to take anybody's job, but I'm an incredible second opinion that's going to give you, I guarantee you, money. As a footnote, if that doesn't happen and we waste an hour of your time, Sean Callaghan is guaranteed $100,000 to your charity if you decide I wasted your time. So Ms. Swift, how would it resonate with you or not to have a 30-minute follow-up conversation so we can supercharge your already supercharged career?
Yeah, I'd love to hear more. Sounds very interesting.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Ms. Swift. And shall I set that up with your team?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that. Let's go. Let's bounce over to Martin. Martin, how'd I do with you, having a conversation with Taylor Swift?
I mean, I'm not going to tell you did bad. That's for sure. So, no, I think you did great. I kind of, and now that like I listen to how you did that, there's certain things that, I'm like, that are clicking for me. Like one is repeating back to them, getting them to agree. You're like, what I heard was, what I think I'm hearing is, and I know that comes up a lot, and I know that's something that I did not do. The other thing too is, just getting them to agree to the 30-minute call where I kind of just left it open-ended, like, yeah, I'll reach back out to your team and things like that. So, overall, I thought it was really good.
Well, thank you, Martin. And I think you did a great job. And thanks for sitting in a participant seat. It's never an easy place to sit. Wonderful work. And how was your time, Martin, overall on HMSA's Heart of Influence?
It was a good time.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that very much. Patrick, I thank you I have a feeling you do not look anything like Taylor Swift, but you did a wonderful job in the role. Thank you for being a feedbacker today. How'd I do as Martin, and how was your time, Patrick, on HMSA's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, I think you did a nice job, real quick and to the point, and had a great time coming on the show and meeting everybody and giving everybody feedback.
Cool. Well, great job. Thank you for that, Patrick. And Susan, thanks for being in the feedbacker seat. Appreciate your energy and all the extraordinary things you've accomplished. Loved your fun fact for sure. And Susan, how was your time today on HMSA's Heart of Influence?
I just really had a lot of fun, and I keep letting go of like making everything perfect and just having fun and being enrolled in the fun of this. And HMSA, had spoke to me, about, oh, we're going to have fun. We're just going to play games, blah, blah, blah. And I was looking forward to really being here, and it's been an honor to be on the show. And thank you for the feedback, because I do love to canter.
Yeah, well, thank you. Here's to cantering. Thank you, Susan, for that. Bella, we have some other potential canterers on HMSA's Heart of Influence. Please.
We do. And thank goodness nobody disappeared giving Mohammed any PTSD. But Mohammed, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
I thought it was great. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It was great to meet everybody. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And Mohammed, you really did an extraordinary job. We've run more than 1,000 shows, and the precision and strategies that you brought forward. We've done more than 1,000 shows. We've had 6,000 people on the show, 1,200 people in the participant seat, actually 1,000 shows, 2,000 people, in the participant seat. And that was a really top 1% job. So congratulations.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Bella, please.
And let's go, Angela Dodd. You've been here a few times. And how was your time this time on HMSA's Heart of Influence?
Oh, a great time. Very, very happy to support HMSA in this. I think this is his first HOI, so very happy to support him in that. Mohammed, excellent job. Your conversation showed you've done a little bit of homework, and I think that's always helpful when you bring that to the table. So good time.
Yeah. And Angela, thank you for no rubber bands flying. Awesome job, Angela. Which brings us to HMSA. And for everybody, it's not easy to put people together. We often say that the most difficult thing to do in business is to assemble an audience of your ideal avatars. And Hamza, you did a great job today, making introductions, bringing people present and forward, and wonderful, wonderful job. And please, Hamza, your final on your Heart of Influence today.
You know, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate each of you for showing up. Martin, Mohammed for participating. Susan, Angela for your valuable feedback. Patrick for really putting on a different hat today. That was a ton of fun. And you know, I'm blessed for, you know, both you, Sean, Bella, for supporting this environment. I think this was an amazing show.
Yeah, no, thank you, Hamza. Really outstanding job. And because of Hamza, and thank you guys for being here, we have a couple of things for you. First, we have an invitation to this upcoming Wednesday morning, where we have a deep practice session where we work on the space of influence. Nothing is sold there. You can meet other extraordinary entrepreneurs, legal, financial, accounting, other folks in the training, coaching, speaking, authoring space, real estate professionals, doctors, physicians, just extraordinary people. So if that resonates, that's your invitation for this Wednesday, 8 a.m. Eastern. We'll have about 100 people. We'll be there. 80 to 100 will be there. Second, you're more than welcome to take us up on our group influence book. People have favorably compared it to any book they've ever read in public speaking, leadership, and management. We've sold more than 1,000 copies now. The ebook is yours for free. And finally, with great appreciation for everybody here, we offer a business acceleration session. Again, nothing to be sold to you during the session. And this hour has been frequently dubbed by people who've taken it, and thousands of people have taken us up on this 1 hour as the most valuable 1 hour people have ever spent focusing on how to exponentially accelerate their business. People talk about that, say that, but it just doesn't happen. And there's a formula, a mechanism of science, not only how you create yes, but where you point your yeses at, that creates exponential acceleration and the only thing that grows your business, which is sales meetings. So how do you do that? What does that look like? And I don't mean network. I don't mean create a better website. I don't mean, pay-per-click ads, but what does that actually look like? So all three of those things there as gifts if you're so inclined. But if you're ready to rock your business to the next level, your profession, we got this for you. Bella Rita, your final, please.
Yes, my final is I actually sat in the seat of Martin and Mohammed about 3.5 years ago. And I was certain when I came on to this show that I was here in it to win it. And I was going to teach Sean a thing or two. And I quickly learned that I had a few things to learn. And I'm so grateful to be here 3.5 years later. So if you've not downloaded that book, definitely do that and check out what this crazy guy is doing on Wednesday morning, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So thank you all for being here. Connect with each other. Hamza, of course, phenomenal job. And Sean, back to you.
Yeah, and I will say this, we've run more than 5,000 business acceleration sessions, and we've never had one person who said it wasn't a great use of their hour. Not one. That's pretty incredible. 5,000 people. So that's there for you. Maybe it'll be the first. Check it out. So we end every show by saying this. First of all, Hamza, thank you. It is not easy to assemble people. You brought that value for all of us. Second, I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for exponential acceleration that are right in front of us. These opportunities are so often right there. But at some level, Bella Rita, Hamza, at some level, we're all blind.
And just learning.
Yes. Just learning to see. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.